Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today's piece is going to be a piece of fan art that I decided to do after I did some pretty deep thinking. So while you watch some editing wizardry, so I took these foil balls and I covered them in oven baked clay, and then the one that had legs, I gave him legs and arms. And the other guys, they all just got arms and a head and ears. And once they were all done, I put them in the oven and baked them at the proper temperature and time according to the package of oven baked clay. And then I decided I had to give them some skin tone, so I mixed up some white and a little bit of red and put in maybe a touch of yellow and painted them up and gave them a flesh tone color. But as I did this, I decided that I ended up making them a little too pink. So I had to do it again, and this time I gave them a more toned down light tan color to make them look a little less pink. Once I got the first guy done and I liked how the skin came out, I did everybody else off camera. And then next I had to work on the guys that had hide clothing. So being this is a piece of fan art, I'm trying to stick to the original with appearance, but some of it is, just embellishment or making personal choices to make it what I think it should look like. And so once I got everybody painted up their clothing, then I gave them the spots for their clothing to give them that jaguar leopard look, as that was how they appeared. And once everybody was done, I was looking at them and I was like, this is just, it's too bright. The skin's too clean. They look good. Spots came out great, but they're just too bright. So I went in with a brown wash and dirtied everybody up. I dirtied up their skin, I dirtied up their clothes, I dirtied up everything because they're cavemen, and cavemen are dirty. Once I got everybody all grubbied up and dirtied, I went and found a balloon-shaped punch, and I took a piece of vellum and I used alcohol marker and colored the vellum in a couple different shades of green. And then I used some scissors. These scissors are a little textured. They zigzag, so it gave it leaf edge. And then I cut some that were just rounded because the guys that didn't have hides needed something, and so all they could find were leaves. Next, I took their seats, which were just some XPS foam shaken up in a jug with some stones to give them some texture, and I gave them a dark gray paint job. And once the dark gray paint job was done, I went back through and I used a lighter color gray and I did a dry brush. So I was hitting the high spots to give them highlights so that they gave the stones more depth. And then here's the cave. And the cave, I just gave it a gray paint job on the inside. And when I made the cave, I used some TP and Mod Podge to give some texture, and XPS foam that was very roughly cut. And now for the hair. So I took some pom-poms, and if you keep pulling and pulling, you find the right spot, they pull apart fairly easy. And this is a very nice, fine, fuzzy fabric that would make some great hair. So I chose some black, a light tan, and a dark brown, and so I could give my guys some different shades of hair. So I took some gray fuzz that we had from a fuzzy costume that we made for my son, and I did one of the guys with that just to give him gray hair, to make him older, and I tried it out first with him, and it went well, so I moved on to the guy that stands up, and sorry, that's a little off camera there. But this was interesting. It was not easy, and it was fun trying to get it all into place just right. But once I got going, everybody got a nice little hairdo and looked pretty shaggy. So after a few of the guys went to the barber after off camera and got a little bit of a trim, I got putting together the piece. So we've reached the part where I'm going to tell you about the historical value part. So Gary Larson made this cartoon, and the caption says, "Now this end is called the Thagomizer, after the late Thag Simmons." And the scientific community around dinosaurs and everything had never named the four-spiked tail of a stegosaurid type dinosaur. And after Gary Larson coined that with his comic, the scientific community said, you know what, that sounds good. And they adopted it as the name of the four-spiked tail of a stegosaurid type dinosaur. This project was a lot of fun. Taking something that is a 2D picture drawing cartoon and attempting to turn it into a 3D solid thing was a lot of fun and interesting. I think I did the piece some justice, and proportions off maybe a little bit, definitely on the cave side of it, but other than that, this project was a lot of fun. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I'm thinking about doing this as a video series. So tell me in the comments what you think about that. And let me know what one of your favorite Gary Larson, The Far Side cartoons is. And maybe that one will be a featured project. Okay, thanks. See y'all later. Bye.